What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another game analysis video. In this game, my team Hartford Athletic are taking on Detroit City FC. And now I think this is my best performance ever as a center mid. And that's not saying a lot because this is only my second game ever as a center mid in my professional career. So yeah, it's a new position for me. I've played like 140 games. I think most of them at right back or left back, some at right winger, left winger, and even some at center back. But this is the first time I've ever played in the central midfield position. Now, usually when it comes to these game analysis videos, a lot of it is kind of like me almost teaching a lot of you guys or you're watching like what's going through my head and kind of honestly an instructional video of how to play the position. And now this is kind of shifting a little bit more to me learning the position and kind of learning along with you guys. Now, obviously, I'm a pro footballer. I still know where every position needs to be, off ball movements, on ball movements. You know, that just kind of comes along with being a pro. But actually doing it in a professional environment is something completely different. And I've found, you know, playing here that the little things that I would take for granted as a right back, like knowing exactly what to do and just feeling so natural, was very unnatural coming in here into that attacking center mid position. Here's the lineup for Detroit City. They're coming out with 5 in the back, like a 5-2-2-1 or a 5-4-1, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, let's just get into the video, get into every touch, get into my analysis, and you guys can see how I played this attacking center mid role. So we're going to start off with the kick. We are the green and blue team. Detroit City's coming out in the white and looks like mint green colorway. Here's my very first touch in the game coming up after this. Right here, ball comes into my right back. Immediately, I'm just kind of doing what I would want my center mid to do in this position if I'm playing right back, which is check away and then pop into this space. So you can see my first movement to my left, and then I'm going to pop right in here between all these players. I'm checking my shoulder, looking forward, see if I can hit this ball down the line. I'm seeing a lot of pressure come in, so I'm going to take my touch away from that pressure with the outside of my right foot, back into space, drive a little bit, and then play back to my center back just so we can keep the ball right here. Now, once again, ball comes into my right back. Now, instead, you can see I'm kind of in front of my guy. This left wing back really steps here. So I'm pointing. I want the ball down into space. It's a great ball in. I try to control it, mistouch it a little bit, and then it just goes out, push their defender into the ball. And I don't even actually think he touches it, but they call a corner kick here, which was a kind of fortunate turn of events for us. So end up getting the corner kick here in the 4th minute. Now, defensively, here's my first action in the game. I'm off the screen. I'm just going to follow in Maxi Rodriguez as he makes this run in and then apply a lot of pressure. I really don't want to give up a foul here because it could be inside the box for a penalty, but just even generally, this is a really dangerous area to lose concede a free kick there. So I'm just applying a lot of pressure, but not giving myself away and fouling here. Now, right here, this is my first mistake. This is a great one too. Antoine plays me the ball. He wants the ball back. He's got tons of time and space. It's not bad to drive in, but look at him. He's wide open. If I would have played this ball here, it could be a 3v3 counterattack. Instead, I keep on driving a little bit, and then I'm looking for Prince here. I should just play Rito. I'd take another, touch. It's way too many touches here. I need to simplify it here and just play into Antoine so he can take the ball. Or if I don't see that and I take my touch out to the right, play into Rito, my right back. So doing a little bit too much there and lost the ball because of it. Now trying to bring the ball down here, get a little bit lucky with that ricochet, but now the ball kind of goes in behind Detroit's defense. I know this defender is going to get back in time. I'm just going to play back into my left back and stay wide. Luke tries to find in Kyle Edwards, our striker, and then the ball bounces back to me. Drive inside a little bit. Keep possession of the ball here, and then as I kind of drive down this sideline, it's getting way too crowded. So I'm just going to play the ball back to my left back again, and we can circulate the ball once again. But a good job. We keep possession in that in their half, which at times it didn't look like I was going to do. Ball comes right into our striker, Elvis. It pops right back to me. First touch now, I'm just going to play into my winger, Prince. It's kind of hard to see since it's over on the far side of the field, but he plays it back to our right back, who plays it back to me. And then I've checked my shoulder. I know I have a lot of pressure coming, so I'm keeping that ball away from this defender and just holding it underneath my foot. And as I feel that contact come in on my left side, falling down and winning the free kick there. Now, ball in our own half. It's just kind of in the corner here. I'm just watching my guys starting to notice that we're about to get broken down, and then I'm just tracking back inside of the 18-yard box just to protect that area, and then just making my body big, trying to get something in front of it. I think it bounces or ricochets off my heel here. just to not make that shot an easy one. Ball comes into me. I'm looking at Kyle. I'm checking my shoulder. I notice that this guy's right on my back, so I can kind of take my touch with my right into that space, drive forward, and then immediately play into Antoine and behind. I kind of had in the back of my head that I was taking a few too many touches and driving a little bit too much and not releasing that pass quick enough. So on that play, I was like, as soon as you beat the defender, play that ball in behind. I think that's a good pass. And then here, this is defensively what my coaches wanted from me, just because I have a little bit of an engine, I can run a lot. So they just want a lot of defensive pressure here, making them try to play backwards and just making it difficult for those guys in the center. Winning possession of the ball there with a tackle. It's a good counterattack. And then we end up getting the ball out wide to Prince to go down. Or I think it might have been out of bounds there. Now, next play, ball comes in the center of the field, and this is how they get their first goal. It's a nice little 1-2, great off-ball movement, and they put away the goal in the 24th minute. And I just unfortunate here. I think there's a little bit of a miscommunication. It happens. One player steps or two player steps at the same time, and it's hard to communicate that early on. But credit to Detroit. It's a really good goal, and it's hard to defend. You can see here in the replay, just ball goes in behind, just kind of shields his man. I think that's Luke, shields Luke, and then it's able to have this guy kind of run in behind our defense and slot that in behind. Here's the next touch in the game. Ball's up, just winning that header, and then I just get cracked on the side of my head after I win that header. Just hurt. But luckily, no concussion symptoms at all. I got tested. Our trainer comes over, does the full concussion protocol, concussion test, tracks my eyes, asks me all those questions and everything, and I'm all good. So even though it hurt a little bit, I was pretty lucky with no concussion signs at all. And here's the replay that you can see. I just go up, win the header, and then just heads collide right as I'm trying to flick that on to Elvis. And now this is why you have to be really, really careful with all the concussion protocols and take this seriously, because as soon as I get back on the field, I step back on, I get cleared by the referees, long ball from, I think it's a goal kick from Detroit, and I immediately have to go up for a header and win that header. And if I would have actually had a concussion, that would be really, really dangerous to go up for that and sacrifice my head like that. But good defense from us, good counter, break comes right into me. And again, this is just me being, I feel a little bit unnatural here and not recognizing this. Receiving the ball, I do a good job to bring it down, escape that first round of pressure, but having guys all around me, I miss it. Luke's wide open right here, and I don't play that. I take too many touches. I'm used to having a lot more time on the wings, on the side of the field as a right back, and as a center mid, as many of you guys who are probably playing center mid know that you have pressure coming from the front, from the side, from the back, and you have a lot less time to take touches as a center mid and as a right back who's seen the whole field and usually only have one winger that you have to beat. Now, unfortunately here, we get a penalty called. I think it was on Prince Sadie, our right winger, just kind of brings down one of the Detroit FC players as that ball gets crossed in the box. So not the best start from us. Here is the penalty from Detroit, Maxi Rodriguez. I think it's a pretty well-hit penalty. It's right at that mid-height, but Joe Rice, our goalkeeper, makes a great save, and we're able to defend that, and they don't get a goal, which is great. Fantastic save. Next play here, great tackle from Cave. Immediately into JP. I'm just checking over my shoulder because I'm guessing that I'm about to get this ball as soon as this player starts to leave. I do get that ball. I'm able to turn because I've checked my shoulder. I played immediately out to Prince Sadie, our right winger, and I just stay in the middle to support that. And that's a great ball through into Rito. And right here we have a 3v3 chance to score here. And a great defensive effort. I think Antoine comes in, fouls the keeper, ends up being Detroit City's kick there. But good play, great play. And then header into Kyle from Prince. Kyle takes him on 1v1 in the wing. It's a great ball into Elvis. Great defense there, to be honest. And then it bounces right to Antoine Hopino, who scores on his old club. So that's great from Antoine. Great finish. You can see, too, even on the finish, he opens up. Everybody's expecting he's going to go far post and just cuts that across his body, goes to the near post. Really good finish. Here you can see again. Here it is. Great tackle. Good block. Honestly, a little unlucky from Detroit. Comes right down to Antoine, right out of the 6-yard box. And you can see what I'm saying. He kind of opens up his body and then just goes near post with that shot and fools the keeper. Great goal. So now we're tied up 1-1. And honestly, kind of had a rough start, but we respond well. Now ball pops to me, kind of tackle it here, falls right to JP, and JP has a great little flick with the outside of his right foot. I continue my run inside, and now we have 3v2. Now here, Antoine really is calling for the ball. I see Prince going in behind. I think Kyle's marked here, so I'm going to take one more touch and then try to thread it through to Prince Sadie, our right winger. And I think that's a good ball. I just think it's a little bit overhit. It's I put a little bit too much behind it, but still I think that's a good idea. I don't think that's the wrong decision at all. Now ball pops out into Antoine, top of the box, and he kind of gets elbowed here. Kyle fails to clear it there, and unfortunately gets unlucky, gets stuck under his foot, and then Detroit capitalize here. Now I hate to be the guy that complains about calls from referee. I think it's so lame, but I really do think this is a foul, if a yellow card, because his elbow straight to Antoine's head, and also with the head injury rule, if there's a injury to the head of a player, you usually stop the play here. I mean, you guys can be the judge. I like I said, I'm obviously so biased being a player for Hartford who's going down a goal here, but I think that's a pretty clear elbow and foul top of the box. But I hate, I don't want to take anything from Detroit. It's a good win there. Ball falls right to Simonson, and then he is able to put that away. Ball pops out to Antoine now. Great ball into the back post here. Now I always kind of make the opposite movement. If it's going over my head, recycling my run. I'm sure you guys have heard that. Recycling my run into the center of the field. So if this happens, another great cross in, I can just win that header. And then Kyle almost wins that, almost gets a shot on goal there. So that's always my cue. If the ball goes above my head, I'm cycling in, trying to get that second ball if it is headed back into the 6 or across the 6-yard box. Now 50th minute, still in the first half. Stoppage time. Maxi Rodriguez with a corner kick right into the box. Joe Rice collects it, and then that is the end of the first half. So not the best half from us, but Joe Rice with a big penalty save. It could have been worse. I think we could have capitalized in a couple key moments, and then, obviously I'm biased, but I think that was a foul on Antoine with the elbow. Me personally, I think it was a good half. I think there's, again, a few times where I'm just feeling a little unnatural and not used to having pressure and 3 players surrounding me at times. If I can release that ball a little bit quicker, I think it'd be a great half from me. Here are the match stats from the first half. Pretty even. I mean, 5 to 6 on shots, 2 to 3 on shots on target. Possessions pretty much split. So it's a good game. Detroit just capitalized on their opportunities, and we've only capitalized on one of our opportunities. But it's a good half, and hopefully we can go into the second half a little bit stronger. Oh, and actually I got to talk about this too. In the second half, we make a few substitutions, and I get pushed back to right back. We go 4 in the back now. I'm playing right back, my natural position. So I'm pretty excited to get back there. And that's not to say like I didn't like playing center mid. I really enjoyed that, getting involved in the attack, trying something new. It's a new challenge. Wherever the coaches want to put me, wherever they see me helping out the team, I'm happy to try out. But yeah, definitely, I think personally, I enjoy playing right back the most. So here is the start of the second half. Detroit City FC is going to start with a kick. They're going to play it back to their center mid, Maxi Rodriguez, who does a great through ball. And we do not defend this well. Get counter-attacked. We tuck in defensively. The ball goes wide. Great ball in. And then they almost score off of it. So that's a terrible start from us. 15 seconds in, we almost concede a shot on goal. Here's my first touch in the second half, receiving the ball from my left back, actually, passing that out to my right winger. And as this right back comes and this center back stays centrally, there's this big pocket of space here. So I'm going to take that space, run in behind. This is like an underlapping run. There's a great ball from Rito. I check over my shoulder just to see where my runners are. I notice I have another center back coming very hard. So just one touch that on the ground in a dangerous area. I think that's a great spot to score. And unfortunately, JP just doesn't put that away, but it's a good effort from him. And then here, my winger is making a run in behind. So I'm just going to tuck back, drop back, and then just stand him up. Force him wide, stand him up. It's a great ball in, but I trust my goalkeeper and my center backs to deal with those crosses from those deeper areas. Receiving the ball now, opening up, looking wide. I have JP coming towards the center, but I also have Rito right in this pocket right here too. So I'm playing to Rito, and I was about to make the underlapping run, but I didn't think the space was there now because they kind of probably changed from the first time I did that underlapping run. So I kind of just hold back now. Now here, center back goes to the ball. I'm just tucking in behind for a little bit of support in case this happens. And this is exactly what happens. Ball comes into Maxi, who plays it wide. And then once again, just standing up this winger 1v1, forcing him wide, cutting off the inside a little bit, and just waiting to see what happens here. I don't want to lunge in, just blocking any potential shot. Connor does a good job to come over and make this a 2v1. Even JP comes over to make this a 3v1. And this is a really good team defense, forcing that ball back. And then Rito comes in and wins that ball and drives forward for the counterattack. So that's a really good team defense. Just checking over my shoulder now. More inside here because my winger, Rito, is high and wide, so I don't want to be on the same plane as him. So I'm going to be inside now. I can take my touch forward because I want to get in front of this guy here, drive forward, and I'm just going to cut the ball right here into Connor, who's in a good spot, top of the box. So I'm going to chop this ball right into Connor, and he's going to play me right back, take my touch inside, and then I just quickly see Antoine here. I think he's in an offside position, and that's not a good ball. It's a little way too deep on the wrong page, but I just thought I'd try a little hook, a little chip, a little clip into the back post here. Saving this ball from my center mid, opening up. Now I have a lot of pressure here, and I just am going to kind of curl this ball into that pocket of space, and Kyle Edwards, my striker, does a really good job to win that ball, and we get to keep the ball and now attack up this left side. Steinwasser with the drop kick comes all the way back. I'm telling Niall's like screaming he's got it, so I'm checking my shoulder because that header is probably going to come to me. I'm going to turn, open up, and then just take my first touch in front of this striker, in front of him, so now I can just put my body in between him. So if he wants to win the ball, he either has to go around me or through me. He opts to go around me, and as he goes around me, I'm going to turn away from that pressure inside, and so I can go and keep the ball and play it back to Niall now. So it's a very simple play, but just keeping the ball in those situations is really important as a fullback and as a defender. You don't want to just clear those balls out all the time. The ball comes right back into me from Kyle. It's a great ball. You can see a lot of pressure, so I'm going to take my touch kind of against his momentum, away from him. And as soon as you take that first touch, usually strikers, wingers, they kind of give up. So if you can get past their initial pressure, you usually can get into a spot then where you can kind of then make a much easier pass. Trying to win this header over Simonson. He flicks it on here, and this is a great run from Reese Williams, great touch from Reese Williams, and then a great pass, and just beats us defensively right exactly into the one striker in the box, and then they go up 3-1 on us, 59th minute. So it's frustrating. It hasn't been great. And plays like that, it feels like we're doing well. We're starting off the second half well, and then they have one play flick on, and then it's just a great counterattacking sequence. And again, Reese Williams, the touch there, the cross there, and the finish, that's very good. That's a great ball in. The goalkeeper doesn't have much of a chance there when the shot's coming right on top of your 6-yard box. But anyway, moving on. Here's my next touch in the game, just calling for it. This is pretty much right after the kickoff. Receiving that ball now, I have tons of time, tons of space. So I'm going to drive forward into this space just to move my team up a little bit up the field, driving in. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 Detroit FC players right here. It's closing down. So instead of running to that pressure and trapping myself before I get there, just cutting the ball back, playing back into my center backs, being patient so we can circulate the ball and try to find gaps and holes up the left side, just like this. Unfortunately, we don't connect there. And then here, as we lose the ball, instead of running towards the ball, I need to tuck in centrally and force everything out wide. That's, it's pretty much what most teams do, tucking inside and forcing this play wide. So you can see my positioning. I tuck inside now. My body position is forcing him this way. JP's forcing him this way. We're just getting ready to kind of put him to the line. And as he keeps on getting closer and closer, this is now kind of a cue for me to fly in here, make this a 2v1 and try to win this ball. And Connor's in a great space right here, just in this pocket, and he doesn't have much of an option, tries to play it through, and Connor's able to win that. So, that's exactly why I cut the ball back just before that, is because you don't want to get in those situations where you get trapped like that. Now, receiving the ball forward, taking my touch forward, looking forward. I just kind of am looking towards here, Kyle and Andre Lewis right here. It's not as on as I thought it was in the game. I don't think I saw this player right here, but I'm just trying to put it in behind Carroll there, that defender who clears the ball, just to put it in a dangerous spot and see if we can get there. I don't think that really was on. I think I could have made a better decision there. but probably was getting a little impatient, especially being down 3-1 and trying to create something, which, you got to be patient. If it's not on, I got to be smarter with that decision. Receiving the ball, tons of time and space looking forward. Now here you can see this player is kind of cutting off the line and taking this space away because we've played down the line a few times. So I'm just going to play in the middle. Whatever they give you, you kind of just go in the opposite direction. Unfortunately, ball goes out of bounds. I think this is a few seconds later. The ball comes back to us. Just winning that tackle, winning the second tackle, and then just get a little bit lucky there. Just kicking the ball into space for JP ends up being a free kick for us right there in the corner. 67th minute, receiving it from Cave. Once again, you could see this player rounding his run, cutting off the wing, and that's fine. If they round the run like that, it usually opens up this where you can drive inside and play into the center mid. And if they round the run the opposite way and force you to the line, that usually means you can go down the line and try to find something towards your winger or go that way. Whatever the pressure is, it usually is opening up another opportunity. Little counterattack here, and I'm checking my shoulder now to see where this runner is. Since he's taking his touch kind of more down the line, I want to stay towards the center of the field, the middle of the field, because that's where the dangerous area is and probably where this cross is going to be. So I put myself in a really good spot by noticing that run and not, flying over there and trying to make it a 2v1 to just intercept that. And then I try to play into, I think I was trying to play JP and just miss that with my left foot. But defensively, the positioning, I think, is great. Now here I was inside, I'm checking my shoulder, looking out towards my winger and coming out wide so I can receive this ball once it goes into Cave. I can be in a good position now to receive this pass. As I receive this, once again, look at this player cutting off the wing towards Rito so I can go opposite and cut inside now against that, just doing the opposite of what's given to you. As I drive inside, Kyle Edwards now is going to make a great checking movement right into this space, right on top of the box. So I was going to play Kyle right to his feet, to his right foot, and he does a good job just to keep that ball back into Andre, out wide to Rito, and just get in the box now. This is a good ball from Rito towards the back post. Now, next play, 74th minute, ball comes into Connor. I'm just going to get high and wide, try to receive this ball. And then now, looking at this winger, kind of more of an inside position, kind of forcing me wide. So I'm going to do exactly the opposite now and play down the line into Rito. Play right into Rito's feet. He does a great job here, great little nutmeg, and he's off. This is a great sequence from Rito there. Now, goal kick from Detroit City. Bounces all the way back to me. I'm just heading this up the field and into one of my center mids, JP, who comes and finds Andre, who plays me back. It's a little bit out wide, so I'm just going to take my touch forward, look forward, and then when it's not on, play back to Joe Rice so he can switch it over to this opposite side if he wants to. And again, just getting high, wide, waiting to receive this pass as it comes, again, opening up. Once again, watching the winger. He's cutting off the line now, which means we go in towards the center of the field. Connor's checking his shoulder. He's ready for this. So as I'm about to play Connor now, I start to see this player and this player start to make moves towards him. So I second guess myself, hold it, and then just play back to my center back. Just wasn't ready. Just was a second late to play that, and they read that. So I just wanted to be safe there and play it all the way back. Receiving this ball from Cave, checking my shoulder a couple times for that pressure. I know I have a lot of pressure. And then again, just taking a touch in the opposite direction of the momentum. So the winger comes in, he starts to fly out, has to slow down, pause. I take my touch inside and then just play it back and continue my run inside into this area. Now, this is a great ball from Connor, riding behind, right on the side of the 18. As it comes over, I know I have 3 players in the box just out of my peripherals, so I'm just going to try to play this ball hard on the ground into the box, and it just goes right into Carroll there, the guy right on the front post. Receiving the ball now, turning, looking forward. Rio's got tons of time and space to take on their left wing back 1v1, so I play that ball pretty quickly into him. Long throw into the box is going to come right back down to me. I'm just going to play that ball on my right foot and try to hook in a cross into the box. Unfortunately, I don't find one of my teammates. Rito 1v1 on the side of the field here, just popping into this space. On the different pages, I wanted the ball to feet, just popping into space. Rito plays this ball in behind. It's a good ball, just a little bit. I wasn't ready for it. And I take my touch and it goes out of bounds. But it's a good idea from Rito. It is, I think, the first time that we're playing together, as him as a winger, me as a right back. So we just have to start to learn each other's tendencies like that. Now here I'm just checking my shoulder to see where Rito is, my winger. So I want to stay inside so he can stay outside. Andre with a great slip pass. And now I don't even have to look. I know that he's wide open out here. One touch without even looking, I can just play this ball out to him and he can whip in a great ball. This is a great cross into the box there. And unfortunately, Elvis isn't able to get on that. Or I think he might have glanced that header, but great ball from Rito. Now, here's a movement that you'll see a lot from many different teams as a right back. I'm just going to make my run inside. So Rito can drop, my right winger can drop and receive that defeat. So you can see I'm making my run inside, and then he can play me. And as soon as he plays me in here, now look at Rito, he's wide open because this forces this left wing back now to step to me. So now I can just open up my body with the left foot, play right into Rito. It's a little bit slow, but this is a good, again, another really good attacking sequence down this right side from Rito, and another really, really good ball. Another great cross from Rito, our right winger. Now I'm just right here, center of the field. You can see Detroit City's really packing in here as they should. 5 minutes left to go in this game. Receiving this ball, and Danny's in a really good spot, so I'm just going to one-touch it since my back's to goal. One-touch to Danny, and hopefully he can get a shot off, and he does. It's a great little move to his right foot and tries to hit it to that far post. It's a good shot from Danny Barrera. Now receiving this ball from Connor, starting to get some pressure in here. Once again, he's kind of cutting off the line, so I'm going to look centrally, take my touch centrally. I don't think this passes on. I think it's well read. I think this is Maxi Rodriguez, so I'm just going to play it all the way back to Cave now, who can swing it over to the opposite side. Checking my shoulder once, twice, 3 times, receiving that pass, and then just playing right into Andre Lewis's feet as he's calling for it, and then again, making my run inside up the field, trying to get involved in the attack. Now, 93rd minute now, time starting to tick down. Detroit City FC with the goal kick. Steinwasser clears it up the field, and then here is a foul for me. I thought that was really, really soft. I was just on the back of this player, and the referee calls me for a foul. Said I was holding him. And then last couple minutes of the game, counterattack from Detroit City, just working my way backwards now. You know they're going to go straight to the corner flag and try to waste some time here. So I'm trying to kick this ball off of a Detroit City FC player, and unfortunately ends up still being their ball. That ball to me, last minute or two, just give it to my center mid, have him create something and push up the field. And then this is like the last play of the game. I have tons of time and space, and this is just, it's not a good play. Tired legs and tired mind and frustrated mind. But I'm going to receive the ball, couple shoulder checks. I know I got tons of space and drive inside. And as I look inside, I'm looking for Elvis, try to pop here. But we're on different pages, and I don't see that early movement. And then as I look away, he pops into that space. I'm looking for Rito now, and I can't find a passing lane to play in Rito and behind. And then I kind of get myself into a pickle here, take too many touches, and then lose the ball. So wasted opportunity at the end. A little frustrated with that play, but I think overall, I think both as a center mid in that first half, I think I had a pretty good game. And I think in the second half as a right back, I thought it was pretty sharp. You know, and obviously you're going to have 1 or 2 plays where it doesn't work out. But unfortunately for us, we lose this game 3-1. Detroit City had a good game. I thought they created some great attacks. And even with the penalty save, you know, they could have easily been up 4-1 from us. So tough game, another tough game. We're having a tough season. There's no way around that. But yeah, and then here I'm just talking with Dario Suarez, my old teammate from FC Tulsa days from 2020 and 2021. So we're just catching up because I haven't seen him in like a year or so. And then I think there's no match stats for this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. All right, guys, peace.